What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, yesterday, shockingly, we got some massive breaking news. Now, I told y'all early in the day yesterday, we was going to get an announcement from First Ballot Hall of Famer, 5-division undefeated world champion, 3-division undisputed world champion, and the pound-for-pound king, Terence Bud Crawford, who is 42 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. I told you that early in the day. And then about 5 hours later, Terence Crawford officially made his announcement, which is he is stepping away officially from the sport of boxing for good. With that said, many people chime in and give their thoughts on this situation and Terence Crawford retiring. One guy chimes in, Olympic gold medalist, 6th division world champion, Mexican superstar, retired Hall of Famer, Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya, who finished his career 39 wins, 6 losses, no draw, 30 wins by way of knockout. Twice he got knocked out. Now, Oscar De La Hoya chimes in and gets to clowning Terence Crawford and saying that Terence Crawford is a fraud. What? And he says Terence Crawford is a tool and only beat 2 people in his career, which is Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez. And so I had to chime in on this. And I had to give y'all the real about this, which is Oscar ain't never officially beat nobody in their prime. Now, Oscar was a great fighter, don't get me wrong. And he's beaten some great fighters. But Oscar ain't beat no great fighters in their prime. Let's go down the list, shall we? The biggest name he beat was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Oscar De La Hoya, in his last fight at 36 years of age, got obliterated and stopped by Manny Pacquiao, and people say he was washed. 36. Terence Crawford at 38 beat Canelo Alvarez, jumped up essentially 3 weight classes, technically 2, and beat Canelo Alvarez in his prime, who's 3 years younger than him. Oscar got obliterated by a 108-pounder who traveled through weight classes and stopped Oscar De La Hoya. He got obliterated and quit on the stool. That's the last time we seen him compete. And let's just go down his resume, shall we? Because, see, Terence Crawford stopped Sean Porter. He stopped Kell Brook. He stopped Julius Ndongo. He stopped Yuriorkis Gamboa. He beat the brakes off of Victor Postal, right? These are fights that get overlooked in Terence Crawford's career. But let's go down the list. The biggest name people will point to that Oscar beat is Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. But nobody in their right mind actually thought that Oscar won that fight. And he got a unanimous decision. Most of the world thought that Oscar lost that fight to Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. So you got a controversial win over Sweet Pea. We're not going to give you credit for that because as I watched the fight, and many people thought Pernell Whitaker actually won the fight. So there's an asterisk by that. You beat Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., who most people like you, when you lost to Manny Pacquiao, said that Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was washed up. Like people gave you the excuse that you was washed up when you lost to Pacquiao. So we can't give you credit for that either, Oscar. Prior to that, what's the biggest wins in his career? Gennaro Hernandez? Give you credit for that. Jesse James Leija? I'll give you credit for that. Hector Camacho? Was he the same guy? People said he was washed with 3 losses already. But I'll give you credit for that. Ike Corte? I'll give you credit for that. Outside of that, you lost to Shane Mosley twice. You beat Fernando Vargas. Is he better than Sean Porter? Victor Posto? Gamboa? These are the same level of opponents that Terence Crawford beat. You lost to Floyd Mayweather. You got stopped by Manny Pacquiao. You lost to Shane Mosley twice. You got stopped by Bernard Hopkins. You lost to Trinidad. So your biggest wins is Ike Corte, Hector Camacho, Gennaro Hernandez, and Jesse James Leja, and Fernando Vargas Jr., Fernando Vargas Sr. I can make a case that Sean Porter can beat all of them. Well, at least be in a competitive fight. Victor Posto in his prime would compete with all of them. So you saying Terence Crawford only beat two guys? Well, the two guys he beat, Canelo and Errol Spence, he left no doubt. The two guys you beat in Pernell Whitaker and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., there's an asterisk by that. When Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence and Canelo, he left no doubt. See, people have this gray area when it comes to history. They have revisionist history, right? They will eliminate history and somehow make it bigger than what it was. Oscar, no doubt, was a great fighter. But his biggest fights he lost. He lost to Bernard Hopkins. He lost to Floyd Mayweather. He lost to Trinidad. He got stopped by Manny Pacquiao at 36 years of age. He was considered absolutely washed at 36 years of age. Terence Crawford at 38 moved up 3 weight classes, technically 2, and beat Canelo Alvarez handedly. At 36, Terence Crawford demolished Errol Spence. Oscar, are you okay? When you jump out, see, because you're a 6th division champion and Olympic gold medalist, and Terence Crawford got a late notice. When I say late notice, his announcement to the world was late. People don't remember he beat Bredis Prescott on short notice and was the underdog that Top Rank told him not to take the fight. He beat Kell Brook. He beat Julius Ndongo for undisputed. He beat Yuriorkis Gamboa, who was top 7 pound for pound best fighters in the world and undefeated and Olympic gold medalist himself. But people say, well, Gamboa is too small. Terence Crawford was fighting at 135. What are we talking about? He was too small. He beat Victor Posto in unification when people said Victor Posto was the boogeyman and was undefeated coming from that Eastern European style. Like you had guys like Paulie Malignaggi saying the Eastern European was taking over. Victor Posto, Lomachenko, they was taking over sport. He beat the brakes off of Victor Posto, who dropped him twice. And unified the belts. These are equivalent to wins. See, people that don't know the sport of boxing and may not know the history or don't remember these fighters, these were solid. Ike Corte was a solid fighter. Ike Corte wasn't better than Sean Porter. Sean Porter had never been stopped. Ike Corte wasn't better than Sean Porter, people. Good fighter, solid fighter, but he wasn't better than Sean Porter. Fernando Vargas Sr., all his big fights, he was considered a warrior, but he lost all his big fights. And he wasn't better than Sean Porter. I'm just talking Sean Porter. Let's be real here. When Oscar's saying that Terence Crawford only beat 2 people, you only beat 2 people. And at 36, you was washed, got stopped. What are we talking about? Because you didn't stay disciplined and take care of your body, that's not Terence Crawford's fault. That's your fault. Period. So there you have it. Congratulations to Terence Bud Crawford, man. The pound for pound king. That's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram. See, this works with people that don't remember these fighters and don't remember these fights and how they played out. See, he talks about Devin Haney running, but against Trinidad, all he did was run. Especially in the second half, that's why he lost. He lost both times to Shane Mosley, who jumped up in weight and beat him. Even if you say, I thought Oscar won, it was close enough that they thought Shane Mosley won. Terence Crawford has never been in those types of fights. Period. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.